What's up, everyone? Chris Pennell here from OddsShopper, going over 3 of my favorite prop bets over on PrizePicks for this weekend's race, the FireKeepers Casino 400 at Michigan International Speedway. If you do enjoy today's video, leave a like down below, subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified whenever I post new content, and feel free to leave a comment down below telling us your favorite prop bets for this weekend's race over on PrizePicks. And speaking of PrizePicks, our sponsor of the show, if you are a new signing over there, head over to PrizePicks.com, download in the App Store, or play over on Google Play, and use promo code OSMO to get a free month of Stokastic plus Platinum to take advantage of all the tools that we have over on the website. You can also get an instant deposit match bonus up to $100 over on the site. So I highly recommend checking that out. We love PrizePicks here over on OddsShopper and on Stokastic. But anyway, we are talking the race at Michigan this weekend. It's a large D-shaped oval, 2 miles in length. Pretty comparable to Kansas. You can also look at Charlotte, Auto Club, Las Vegas, and Pocono, the other tracks that have had higher speeds so far this year. And the hunch heading into the weekend was that the Toyotas were going to be the manufacturer to beat, and they certainly backed that up in practice, as we had 5 out of the 6 Toyotas that we have on the track practicing inside the top 5. A lot of them qualified quite well in the front row. Does include Bubba Wallace and Christopher Bell, that are all Toyotas. And the Chevys and Fords, they were kind of a notch below there, and the Toyotas were definitely the class of the field. So that is something to keep in mind if you're betting on this race this weekend, either on PrizePicks, DFS, or just betting in general. But anyway, getting into the picks here, we'll start with my favorite one, and that's going to be the over on Denny Hamlin fantasy points, currently sitting at 48.5, which I feel is a bit low. I currently have him in the mid-50s. I do not have the Stokastic projections up yet, but I have to imagine he's going to be one of the highest projected drivers over there on the website, starting in 9th place. But he qualified in 9th. He was in the top 10, so you have some PD upside mixed in there. But for him to hit this prop, he's going to have to get a top 3 finish. But that's not including any dominator points that is certainly possible for him to get. He was arguably the best car in practice, P3 in the 1 lap, but then P1 in the 5, 10, and 15 lap run. So he's got a good short run car, has a good long run car. Looking at the past finishes at similar tracks, first, and 4th. Denny Hamlin should be a force to be reckoned with during this race. He's got the 2nd best odds to win, only behind his teammate Kyle Busch. He's also in a fantastic spot if you want to bet on him for this race. But I'm liking taking the over on Denny Hamlin, 48.5 fantasy points. And the next bet I am looking at is the over on Ty Gibbs, 26.5 NASCAR points. That is different from fantasy points, so make sure you read when you're placing your bet here. But I'm liking the over on the NASCAR points here. That is basically a top 17 finish, and I realize he's only 19 years old, so it can be a bit risky betting on rookies. But Ty Gibbs is a very talented driver. He's obviously part of the family, the Joe Gibbs Racing family, and he's in the number 45 Toyota, which Kurt Busch actually won and dominated in this car earlier in the season. Obviously, he's not the driver Kurt Busch is. He's a veteran, past his prime these days, still obviously a very experienced racer. Ty Gibbs, only 19 years old, but if you watch the Xfinity Series race, he actually won at Michigan yesterday whenever you're watching this video. So I like that heading into the weekend, or at least on Sunday, for Ty Gibbs. And if you're looking at the practice speeds, he was right up there with his teammates and the other JGR cars. He was P4 in the 1 and 5 lap in practice, and then P3 in the 10 and 15 lap runs. So I think he can certainly contend for a top 15 finish, which is all you're going to need for Ty Gibbs to hit the over on this prop. And then moving on to the last prop bet I like, it's taking the under on Ryan Blaney, 54.5 fantasy points. I think he's a pretty good DFS play this weekend, but at 54.5 points, this does seem a bit steep. The Fords obviously haven't showed a ton of speed at these track types this year, and while he was top 10 in practice, he does not have a finish better than 12th at similar tracks this year, and he's going to have to get you a top 7 finish to pay this off. Yes, if he gets any dominator points like lap leads or fast laps, that can make that a little bit easier for him, more of like a top 8, top 10 finish. But starting pretty deep in the pack, I am not really expecting Blaney to get up front anyway, so for him just to get a clear-cut top 7 finish, I have a hard time seeing him compete with the Toyotas. Obviously, you have the Trackhouse cars with Ross Chastain, Daniel Suarez, and you have Hendrick Motorsports with Bowman, Byron, Kyle Larson, and Chase Elliott. So for him to finish above those guys, I'm not really seeing it. I'm seeing him as more of a top 12, top 10 kind of guy rather than a top 8 finisher, which is what he's going to have to do to hit this prop. So I'm liking the under on Ryan Blaney, 54.5 fantasy points. Just to recap, the first one I like is the Denny Hamlin over 48.5 fantasy points. I like the Ty Gibbs over 26.5 NASCAR points. And I like the under on Ryan Blaney, 54.5 fantasy points. But with that being said, that's all I got for you this weekend. Make sure you use promo code AWESEMO to get that instant deposit match bonus up to $100 in that free month of Stokastic Plus Platinum if you haven't yet already. I'm not sure what you're waiting for. If you haven't, take advantage of the best deal out there. But I wish you all the best of luck, and I'll see you all next week.